This is a quick tutorial on how to replace the rear quarter light window on a Nissan Cube Z11. First things first, the reason that I'm doing this is because the keys were accidentally locked in the car. So what I ended up doing was taking a very sharp Stanley knife, cutting the seal around the window, and then I was able to remove the glass in one piece, get my hand inside and unlock the door in order to get to the keys. So if you have only one key for your Nissan Cube or any car, first things first, do yourself a favour and get a spare key cut. Secondly, if you don't have a spare key and you lock your keys in the car, it's much cheaper and neater to just cut the seal and remove the glass rather than smashing the glass in order to get into the car. Which brings me to the next point. If some Charlie has come along and smashed your rear quarter light in order to break into your car, and you are replacing the glass, and your new glass comes with a seal, I suggest that you keep your old seal as a spare in case you ever do need to cut the existing seal off to let yourself into the car. Then you've got a spare seal. Right, so first things first, we need to remove the door card. Firstly, you need to remove this little cover around the door handle, which just takes a little bit of prying with a screwdriver. And secondly, inside the door pull here, you will see there is a little cover which just needs to be opened, and there is a posi screw in there which needs to be removed. Once you've removed the screw, gently slide a screwdriver under the housing of the door pull, and you can pop that up and pull it out, which then enables you to remove the connection for the window switch. Once that's been removed, you can go around the outer edge of the door panel with a plastic levering tool and loosen up all of these push studs, which are what hold the door panel in place. Once the door panel's been removed, you want to undo this bolt here and this bolt here, which are the two bolts that retain this pillar which sits in between the main window and the quarter light window. Once you've undone these two bolts, you'll be able to slide that back from the window, and if you look up at the top here, you'll see that there is a retaining screw which goes into the top of the bracket that holds that in place, and you need to undo that screw. Once you've removed that screw over there, you'll find that this is then loose. Pull out the window seal. Trying to do this single-handed. Unsnap this seal across the bottom. And you will find that now happily comes out. It takes a little bit of squeezing and cajoling, but basically you want to be just past the middle of the door. Seat that part in place first at the bottom, and then with a bit of squeezing and pushing, this top part will then push into place. And on this side you just pull the rubber out from under there and it will neatly take shape. And from there it's just a matter of I was expecting to have to use 2 hands again to do that, but there you go, single-handed. The whole thing just slides back. That was a lot easier than I thought. And there you go, the whole thing's in place. Now it's just a case of reverse procedure. Put this back in, screw it in at the top here, and those 2 bolts down the bottom. So get that behind the window glass, just pull the window glass away. This is where I am going to need 2 hands because I need to hold the window glass forward while I'm busy fitting that in place over there. So bear with me, I'm just going to put this back in place and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so the screw's back in place, but I've not tightened these 2 bolts yet because I want a little bit of play so that I can get that window seal back in place. And that little bit of extra give should help for sliding that down. Once again, this is something I need 2 hands for. You need to keep the window pulled forward and pushed down on the rubber seal at the same time. 2 hands. Right, so the window seal is back in place. I've wound the window up and down a couple of times just to seat everything properly in place. And now these 2 bolts can be done up nice and tight so that the that window pillar is then properly fixed in place. Doing this very well with 1 hand, but there we go. So there we go. We can now put this back in position. And there we go. The job's good, and all that needs to be done now is to put the door panel back on, and that's just the reverse procedure of taking it off. So I hope that was of use to anybody who needed to know how to replace a Nissan Cube Z11 rear quarter light window. Thanks for watching.